family darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find that he was lost. To save the man he
Welcome, everyone, to the world and the places that exist in the world. And that's the story. So, in the last episode, the party went towards a magical town of nowhere that was completely empty. And all they found was bodies and dug up graves. And then after a little scrying, well, they found certain people that should be dead, not buried, and standing upright in armor. A few hours have passed since that time.
I made sure to light the building on fire.
What building?
So I dispelled the magic circle. And then I lit the building on fire so the blood inside, she can't just, stop by and just cast the spell again.
So you lit my home on fire.
Alright, Gozora.
That's not your house. That was the shed. Am I right? That was
No.
the shed?
No, it was in my home.
It was in your house? Oh.
Yes.
It was in the Cartographer's Guild building. It was in one of the rooms.
Oh, well, I completely missed that part. I thought just, someone kicked down the fucking door and just resurrected my ancestor, but yeah.
No.
I was under the impression that it was in some shed over by a graveyard or something.
There is the Cartographer's Guild. To the right of it, there is the graveyard. If you follow the If you follow the guild, you will eventually come to the small housing where all the cartographers live, where Alex's home is. It's all in one small area that I really should have drawn a map for, but, well, that's what I get.
Right, well, sorry, just had a misconception about things, so yeah.
You're fine.
Also, you burned down people's houses for a living, Dennis?
So, I'm going to assume Dennis doesn't do that then, and instead he just sort of uses firebolt to slowly burn the blood away.
Or yeah, something like that.
Okay. So, moving back to where I was. A few hours have passed, and in that time, you guys have wandered the city, seen the sights, done whatever you wish to do. You've waited patiently for the army to make their way here, and eventually you do see and hear the sounds of marching. Cars. Sounds of marching over the horizon. Slowly but surely, you see the armies arrive, and they begin to set up in the bazaar and the surrounding city. Just setting up for camp for the night. You see a few faces, but you do notice that most of the civilians have left. They're the only one that stupid cars. The only people you see that are from Seville is Allah's father and Sasha. And as you guys wander back over from the Cartographers Guild, you notice that Sasha has Elnath pinned to a tree by his neck.
What the... Huh? Okay, if this is what it looks like, can I go get popcorn before you continue?
Sasha glances over to Vienna and then he looks to Elnath, and Elnath says, "Oh, by all means, if you need to go get something, we can totally wait."
Jokes aside, I take it this has something to do with everyone not being here.
A bit worse, actually.
Sasha drops Elnath and turns to look at Vienna. Seville was attacked.
Fuck.
Turns out they snuck something into Amaran's robes or some such.
Alex, I'll explain it because, again, I talked to you about it, remember?
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah, just because I don't want you to accidentally say the wrong details.
Gotcha. But just completely belay that, sorry.
You're fine, I'm just...
Alex is stupid.
You're not stupid. Okay. So. He looks to you, and then he says... Butler here found some sort of tracking device, or... Well, it wasn't a tracking device, it was a piece of red cloth or something on our friend that we rescued from the prison, or whatever, where he was.
And let me guess, by the time it was found, Seville was already under attack.
He nods and he glances to Elnath, who's like, "Look, it's not like anyone got hurt. You were..." And he's immediately cut off as Sasha just lifts him up and then puts his elbow on the throat again.
Yeah, his city came under attack, Elnath. I think there's a very, very strong chance that someone got hurt.
Look, Sasha just, and Alex puts a hand on his arm. Deep breaths, okay? Deep breaths.
And Vienna, and Vienna walks up and whispers into Elnath's ear, "Now isn't a good time to run your mouth."
Elnath just gives a smile and just sort of awkwardly goes and Sasha eventually just picks him up by the back of his shirt and throws him through about 10 trees. In fact, I'm actually going to draw that tree, and crash, right there. And yeah. There you go. Sorry, it was only 3 trees.
And Alex is just kind of like, cringing at this. He's like, "I would appreciate you not kill him, please."
He'll be fine.
On that note, remind me not to piss you off, Sasha.
I mean, you need reminding, he's a god.
Look, Sasha, we understand we all understand the anger. I mean, for God's sake, I've been pissed off like 90% of the time throughout this entire campaign.
You watch as Elnath suddenly flies right back to Sasha's hand, and he's gripped by the scruff of the neck again. As Sasha lifts him up,
But
and he simply says, "If Julie attacks Seville again, I will drown this entire island." And then he turns and walks away, dropping Elnath.
See, so, Alex, a long time ago, you asked me the difference between a patron and a god. You just saw it.
yeah, well, I still think mine's cooler.
Well, mine's stronger.
Who cares?
Vierna's just threw yours through 10 trees.
In fact, I should
Look,
probably roll damage for that. What do you think? 20d6?
He'll probably recover.
How much damage does a tree do?
I mean, I know he's going to be fine. I just want to roll it for, like, curiosity's
Yeah, but
sake.
that's because I can
What?
say from experience, crashing into a tree is nasty. Crashing
When,
through 10 trees, that's gonna be awful.
Wed, are there treants in D&D?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
It was D&D that originally called them treants because they got sued for using the word ents.
How about... Well, I can do 30d. Again, I'm sorry for distracting things here, but I'm just genuinely curious. So, 30 or 50d6. What do you think, Vienna?
Both at the
30.
Let's 30. Let's be somewhat merciful.
Ooh, 127 damage.
Jesus.
Let's see, that would kill me at least twice over.
Alright. So
But yeah,
you were saying
Yeah,
something?
Alex,
Go on. Go on.
Okay, everyone's cutting out for me.
Sorry, all I was saying was, okay, you can go on now, Alex.
Alright, well, Alex grips his nose and it's like, I don't care who's stronger than anyone. The point is, we're all here for one goal, to make sure Julie pays for what she's done, or to basically kill her. What? I get it. Sasha has every right to be mad, but he's mad at the wrong person. And he just threatened that if something happens, we're all fucked. So, seems like we're going to have to divert forces to stop that from happening again.
Yeah. I mean, Seville made up a very big part of our army.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it weakens our naval assault. The whole point of the two-pronged attack, we shouldn't be talking about this out in the open.
Right.
You all watch as
Because,
Sasha...
Julie
Go on. Go on, I can wait.
Because, Julie likes to go, oh, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? Fucking whore.
So, those of you who glance over to Sasha would notice him step into a puddle and then sort of just bloop, and he's gone.
I think we honestly should have expected. We should have seen that coming when we got Emron out of there.
We should have. Honestly, funny thing is, I've kind of gotten so used to Julie's nonsense, she's actually kind of starting to become predictable a little bit.
Not predictable enough, it seems.
Speaking of, Dennis goes over to Elnath, and he pulls out the sketch of the spell circle he encountered and says, "Do you happen to know what this is?"
He takes it and he looks it over, and then he sort of coughs a bit because he was a bit hurt by that, and he then hands it back and says, I've never seen this before.
Do you think my master would know?
Absolutely not.
That is troublesome.
Alara
It
just went
was-
to heal him.
Absorbing blood.
Oh, thank you, Willow. If you excuse me, I'm going to go that way.
I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me for a minute.
And Elnath just goes over to find somewhere to just,
You sure you can still walk on your own after that, old man?
I'm not that old, surely.
You're old enough to be my ancestor.
Well, I guess I am that old then.
Elnath.
You're an elf. You're an elf with gray. You gotta be old. You're an elf with gray hair.
I mean, my hair is naturally gray.
Wait, isn't he a dragon?
That's what they all say.
Take it from me of all people that it is very possible, for someone to be born with a shade of gray hair. He points.
Okay, everyone, we've kind of lost track of things here.
Hold on. You were saying something, Alo?
Maybe next time. I'm sorry, I can't remember now.
Oh, by the way, your father was trying to get hold of you. He wanted to see you. He's over there.
Oh, thank you.
Butler, can we talk about the situation? Thank you. Butler just slowly heads over, and they look to Alex and they say, "We'll be over here when you guys are ready to talk about the plan." And Butler just says he's going to be crying behind the tree, eating dragon chocolates.
Yeah, sure, that's great.
Yeah.
Dennis is actually curious, so he's going to
Before you
see
do that,
if he can hear. Yeah.
Alex, you wanted to do something?
No, not really. It's just that we kind of lost the plot there for a little bit, so he was trying to get everyone back on track.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if you're saying it now, I guess I'll just, I don't know, pull out the rest of the shards. I haven't those.
Okay, how many shards did you have?
Hang on, they should be here. Are they? I've got 10.
Alright, add that to your shards, 8 in total, and you feel stronger, but there's no other effect.
Alright, how many have I eaten? Should be in here, so, just keep going, I'll figure it out.
Dennis, when you go over to check on Elnath, he's just sitting behind the tree sulking and eating the chocolates like, it's not my fault. He's totally sulking a bit. Vienna,
Okay.
what are you doing?
I'm gonna go find Empire.
And then, there was this funny thing with the other kobold, like, he was trying to pull someone apart. It was really awkward for everyone involved. And I was just sitting there like, do you need me to help you with that? And he's like, no, I'm trying to pull you apart. Oh,
Hey, excuse me, Unicorn Girl? Yeah,
yes.
You were... And tell me, you've been traveling with Sasha for a while, right?
Oh, for a while, yeah.
Were you at Seaville when it came under attack?
No, we weren't. We were in, Landrak, and then Sasha sort of suddenly just stopped mid-step, and then he vanished into a puddle, like, it was like a bubble popping, and, we didn't see him for a bit, and then he came back and told us, and then that all happened. So, no, this is the first I'm hearing of it, but ain't it interesting?
Damn it. Okay.
Sorry.
And with and with that,
He's always been a bit of a quiet guy.
yeah, I know. So with that, okay, that failing, Vierna is going to cast Sending to talk to Lorenzo. Just heard about the attack. What exactly happened? Who was leading?
Alright, so Lorenzo would know that, basically, what they did was they sent a small group of elite soldiers underneath the ships that was guarding Fulma, and they dug in and then slowly dug down into Lundrock while you guys were invading into Seville while you guys were invading Lundrock.
Effectively, they hit us with a guerrilla team.
Now I'm gonna pause you. Go on.
So not a full-scale attack.
Pardon?
So not a full-scale attack. Okay.
He does mention though that some people went missing after the attack.
And does he mention who?
He mentions a few names, but no one you really know.
Right.
So, Allah, you approach your father?
Yeah.
Okay. Ben Quinn looks to you and then he says, hi, I mean, the attack went off. Well, I guess, we took one drug, though, a couple people were taken. I wasn't there for the attack, but,
Where were
how are you?
Where were you?
Oh, I'm most of a at the back sort of fighter. I cast spells and that's just no.
Alar looks to be struggling with something else on her mind. She doesn't really seem to be looking at him.
Are you okay?
Dad, they dug up Mom's grave.
He just drops his spear and then he goes, "What the Sasha?"
They brought her back as a zombie.
His expression is just one of shock. Oh, well, that's gonna make our next hello awkward. I wasn't expecting to see her until until I was dead, and then I was gonna be like, hey, you probably don't remember me. I'm the one who no.
I don't know what to do.
I can't help. Oh, and he pulls out a large box and he hands it to you and he says, I've been trying to give this to you for a while, but here, I'm hoping this helps with your I'm hoping this will help. I don't know, it was stuffed in the attic, and I know you did the instrument thing, and so I was like, hey, maybe she'll like this instrument, and
Alara looks to the box and she opens it.
Inside, you see an ornately carved harp.
Okay. Alar plucks the strings for a moment as she gives like this weak smile. It's nice. Sorry, I'm not in the best spirits right now.
I mean, that's fine. And he pauses for a moment and then he sort of shuffles over and gives you the most awkward hug you can imagine. And then he steps back and goes, hang in there. I mean, yeah, hang in there. I mean, if I can make a difference in this war, you know, I'm sure you'll make waves, you know. Maybe waves isn't the best choice of words here. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. I'm surprised you're not a Sevo right now.
Well, I've been trying to give you this, and it wouldn't have been right to go back and, our fast ticket to Seaville sort of just left, so we can't really get back there easily. I mean, I guess I can try. No, I don't know how to teleport, so no, I'm sorry.
Well, you gotta defend your home, Dad. You gotta head back.
Yeah, I know.
And I'll defend my home.
Yep, alright. You can do it. And he gives this he's trying so hard to encourage you. It's like a very forced smile, but he's trying.
I'll do my best.
I mean, I'm already proud of you if that helps. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go, see what, Empire and that are doing. I'll, talk to you later, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, bye. You'll do great, my shining star, my snowflake. Oh god, I've made this awkward again. I'm just gonna go. And he begins to walk away.
Alar just looks at the harp and plays a small melody with it.
Alright, who's up next? Anyone got anything they want to do?
Not really.
Not really.
Alright.
Yep.
After a while, Butler eventually leaves Elnath to his sulking, and he begins to talk to you and ask you all to follow him. Hey, I got some intel for you guys. Can you follow me? He
Alright.
goes to
Of course.
each and every one of you and he says this. Does anyone not follow? Okay.
No.
So you watch as he casts a spell and a door appears and he says, I'm just gonna make a quick mention for this, cause that way you don't waste your key things and you know.
Yeah.
Alright, he steps inside. Do you all follow?
Yep.
Yep.
Kagura does.
Yeah, I'll make it bigger for you. There you go. Alright. So you step inside and he brings you over to a table. And then he rolls out a map and a scroll. we managed to, well, and you notice as he rolls it out and puts weights down on the corners that there's a few blood spots on different parts of the map. Well, we managed to get the intel about Prosh. They lost their life while delivering this information, but we managed to get it.
Mm.
We have a general idea of where the forces are.
Marco?
Oh, well.
Hello?
Follow.
Alright. We have a general idea of where the forces are, and we've managed to figure out that what exactly happened after the infighting that occurred when all the documents were burnt. From what we can tell, most of the smaller groups were either absorbed or wiped out, and there's now 4 main factions in the city. One of them we've not been able to get much information on, but we do have some information. And
that is?
He opens up the scroll, and let me just check. Okay. So, the first faction is the Syndicate, of course. They control the biggest portion of the city, and that it's the part that has the most resources and part, like the shops and everything. Then we have, and you can see Butler cringe a bit at this, Minty's Marvelous Mental Majesty.
Okay, Okay, out of character. I assume Bjorna knows who Minty is.
Oh yeah, you know who Minty is. She is a mind flayer, and eccentric is an understatement.
Yeah,
she likes to put brains and make them into pet dogs, as an example.
When Mind Flayer Arcanists get kicked out for doing magic, they can tend to go a little bit crazy.
Is this to our benefit or not?
I mean, I think good rule of thumb, if she doesn't try to eat your brain, you're generally off to a good start.
Regardless, from what we understand of this Minty, most of her area is focused around the extraction and processing of brains. So,
okay. Was there always a large chunk of the city just out of character? Was there always a large chunk of the city just dedicated to this, or was this new?
There was a big chunk of it. Like Minty was one of the larger factions, even back when you lived in the city.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm asking is, has she expanded her reach any? Fighting?
they've all expanded in ways. Like Minty's was more like a rectangle, and she's expanded and absorbed like 2 or 3 of the smaller factions.
Yeah.
Still, from what our intel was able to gather, Minty is only working with the Joulet for the brains.
So she's working with with Mother. Okay.
They seem to have struck some sort of deal that any any soldiers that fall, their brains go to Minty.
And in exchange, Julie gets more soldiers.
He nods.
So, seems as though that's to our benefit. Maybe. I think I can already feel a plan.
Yeah, and how's Bryle been doing?
Ryle, and he points to the territory, and you would be able to see this too, has expanded greatly. Like out of all the factions, his area has like nearly doubled in size. And a few areas you've noticed have been renamed.
Out of all the, this could be very good for us. Out of everyone in Prosh, we'd have the best chance of making an ally out of him.
You're unsure of Minty?
Well, and Minty's a hard person to deal with.
And I'd rather not be a sacrificial lamb.
Now, as you can
Well,
imagine,
we know that.
Ryle deals with most of the undead. In fact, they're where he's who's supplying most of Julie's forces, in that a lot of the people that fall are taken to Ryle and he resurrects them, and then they go back out to fight.
So if we can get him on our side, we'll be able to undercut her forces.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. I'm surprised he's playing along with her.
Well, I suppose. Well, you have always been talking of your mother a lot, Vienna. I suppose he just sees it's too much bother to fight her.
Maybe.
At least on his own.
So,
Yeah.
Which is my.
But.
Now, there is some information I have garnered about the Third Territory. Well, I don't know who's in charge due to a recent change in management. It appears to be a conglomeration, hodgepodge of fiends, devils, fallen angels, and
Effectively fiends.
no, yeah, like there's fiends, there's devils,
Those are all things.
Yeah, sorry. From what I hear, there's a portal to hell, a portal to the abyss, and other such places in his territory, and his territory is the one that has expanded the least. And you don't know who he is.
Out of character, I think I might have some idea, but
Yeah, shush. In character, you've not heard of this group before, but
yeah, like
from what it sounds like, it sounds like as if a couple of groups realized that they were going to be eaten alive, so they grouped together and made a faction really quickly so they wouldn't be eaten. Like, you can roll an intelligence check if you want to see if Fiona figures it out, but yeah, that's the third group.
I don't think Vienna would figure it out, so I'm not going to bother. I am going to ask, however, what do we know about them? Like, are they contributing to the Sin war effort, or are they still just trying to hold their own?
For the moment, they seem to mostly be holding their own. Like, they are paying some service to the Syndicate, in that seem to be sending like a token force over, but they seem to be mostly just still organizing. from what we can tell.
Well, definitely need to talk to Grile. As for Mint, don't know what to do about the new guys yet. And as for Minty, do we try to talk to her or do we just take her out?
Taking her out is too much bother. She is an Arcanist, and, well, if she is merely playing along with Julay just simply for the brains of the dead bodies, well then...
Just a question. Where did this Arcanist thing come from?
A Mind Flayer. Vierna knows a thing or two about Mind Flayers.
Okay.
Basically, Mind Flayer Arcanists. Basically, Mind Flayers actually really hate magic, so whenever one gains the ability to do magic, they get exiled.
Okay. Alright. So,
Yeah,
but,
that's why Minty's not living living miles underground with an Elder Brain.
Alright. So, here's the thing, though. The Elder Brain is actually in the city, in Minty's territory. Fiona would know this.
Okay, retract everything I said about her being an Arcanist. I don't know what... and this is kind of surprising.
Hence why there's an area called the Brain Dump.
Okay. Okay, never mind. Yeah, forget everything I said about them being an Arcanist. I don't know what Minty is now.
So...
Alright, well,
She's
back to
still
it.
a bit loopy, but... Yeah, the Elder Brain is in the city.
Alright,
So-
back to it. So,
But,
as Alex was saying,
Go on.
but if she is merely going along with Julay for the supply of brains, we can easily promise her the same thing. And if we have other allied forces with us, she may be more likely to cooperate.
Dennis says, Vierna, do you know if there is an Elder Brain over there?
There is. It's... Are you thinking of blowing it up?
No.
Because we're not going to be able to do that. It's under very heavy guard.
Just a moment. I'm going to... I think Dennis would know this. He says we should be pretty careful with our psychic communications around there. They can eavesdrop.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing we use magic instead of psionics, then.
And they can't read my mind even if they tried.
So... Butler then slowly traces over the lines and he says, now, most of their forces are centered around the Syndicate territory, but there are forces around the majority of the city that prevent us from easily getting in or out. It's why our scout died delivering this information.
Sounds like it was a wonder they were even able to get the information out at all.
He nods. Yeah, they earned their pay. Not only that, and he pulls out a very basic drawing of what Fiona recognizes to be Vendel. This bird is seen flying over the city nearly all the time.
And yeah, my mother sees all. Fuck.
Shoot down the bird, then.
She'd re-summon it with a flick of her fingers.
Fine then, have her waste her magic.
Can we capture the bird?
Not sure what that would accomplish.
She could just dismiss it and resummon it. Alright, well. Here's what I'm thinking. We go and recruit the wizard. And we'll try and muster up the forces as best we can. Then we'll see if we can't slip a deal under the table to Grile. if they are only cooperating just for the fact, well, let's be honest here. Let's be honest here, Vierna. No one likes your mother, not even the people working. And if we have the forces backing up, they will likely realize that they can be rid of her. And they can just continue doing what they want.
Right.
What do you reckon? So, what do you reckon?
I can handle Gryle. What, do you want to seduce the Mind Flayer or something?
I'll be honest with you, my mind's probably seen so much shit she probably doesn't want to go near it, so I'll probably be fine.
I mean,
I could try.
I don't. Yeah, here's the thing. You're offering her something she already. Well, here's the thing about offering her more brains. You're offering something she already has access to.
Well then, I guess it's time to play a different game then.
What would a mind?
You know how
Is there anything a mind flayer would covet more than brains?
Mind flayers don't generally covet stuff. Like they just do what the Elder Brain tells them. Minty has always been a weird one.
So it really just comes down to what the Elder Brain wants.
We can at least try.
Hello?
If you can handle Gryle,
We can hear you,
I'll
Cobra.
try and handle Mint.
Everybody went dead silent for a minute there.
Alright, well. As Alex says, if you can handle Gryle, Vierna, and you are confident you can get him on our side, I'll handle Mint. I'm going to need backup, but I think I can.
Next thing they might find of interest other than brains is knowledge.
And well, the warlocks have that in droves. Which is probably another reason why we should want to go and get the wizard.
Butler speaks up and he says, I will be marching the forces to Prosh, and the wizards can teleport, so they also have those flying ships, I think. So, they'll probably just fly a ship to the coast nearby and then walk over.
They aren't worried their airships will get shot down before they even get close?
Well, they're not gonna be sailing right to where our camp is. That would blow our cover. We'll be making camp and we'll send someone with you so that Elnath will be with you, so you'll be able to find where we are. And when the wizards arrive, they just have to send one of us ascending, and we can go and escort them to where the camp is.
Alright. And after that, well, we've got the third territory. You say it's generally run by fiends, correct?
It seems to be. From what I can gather, there was a lot of smaller factions in that area. It was like some sort of slums sort of district, and they all banded together when the fighting broke out.
Alright, well. Vierna, you remember that suggestion I made to you about getting your dad on board?
Oh, right.
We may have no other choice.
Okay, what exactly do you want? Okay,
I can limit.
I guess I'm gonna cast Sending.
What do you say?
And hello, father, I suppose. Care to join the fight against mother? That's it.
Alright, so he would know it's you. Okay. There's a long moment of silence, and then you just get back. Sure.
And where and okay, where should we,
I mean, I can.
where are you?
Sorry, you were cutting out. I thought you were done.
Yeah. Thinking what? Okay, thinking what to ask him next.
Ask him if he can assist us in retrieving a part of the district of Prosh that seems run by fiends.
He seems to know where you are. Why don't you just go outside, have him come to you, and then we can talk with him in person?
Because we need to do this in secret. Eyes can be watched.
And we need to deal with the district of Prosh that seems to be overrun by fiends and the like. Can you assist?
Oh, you mean that my technically, I guess it's my territory. Well, I came back from my vacation to hell, and they put me in charge, and and that's where the message cuts off.
Okay, so funny story, guys.
I'm prepared to laugh.
So that hell territory, turns out he's the one in charge of it.
Really?
I knew he'd spent some time in hell. I didn't know he was that far off the ladder.
Well, what can you do?
So
As
it looks like
Go ahead.
so it looks like we have our very own archdevil on our side.
Well, he hasn't said yes, he'll help. Well, he did say he'll help, but to what extent will he help? Will he pretend not to notice when we attack? Oh yeah. Speaking of which, speaking of which, those former. Sorry, go. Sorry.
I'd rather ask him that in person. This is
All right. Well,
25-word burst. Here.
All right. Well, as it currently stands, it seems as though we have at least one faction on our side. So we're off to a good start. Secondly of all, since this has come to mind, what about those former commanders that we can to turn a blind eye?
And we'll definitely use them in the attack. But I don't want to but I don't want to deploy them. We have the point of entry. Like actually. Maybe we could send them to help reinforce Seville in the meantime.
Probably. I mean, chances are they're wanted by the Syndicate because they just so conveniently didn't show up to protect the captured city.
And they
Yep.
and they could give Seville information on the Syndicate spy network, so they don't have any more, so they don't suffer any more attacks.
Possible, but
Yep.
however, it seems as though we have a plan of attack. However, here's the big problem: we may have, even at the best case scenario, if we have all of the allies we want, getting into Syndicate territory, finding Jule, and not be exhausted by the time we fight her. That is going to be a major issue.
Well, if we can assume she's in. Well, if we can assume she's in the manor, I know a way in through the warehouses.
That makes it so sure she hasn't patched it up.
I mean, no, because the alternative. Basically, it's a teleport circle. That leads between the manor and the warehouses.
Do you happen to remember what the sigil is?
Teleportation is never ever really my strong point.
Because if we do somehow manage to get the sequence for it, we could just teleport straight into the manor.
I still don't like the idea of going into enemy territory, because I guarantee you she will have 1,000 guards and then some guarding her house inside, and that will exhaust us by the time we get to her.
Yeah.
I will allow you to roll for it, Vienna, with an intelligence check, but you'd have to roll a natural 20.
Well, let's see. Nope. As I said, teleportation was never one of Yerna's strong parts in education. She was a necromancer.
But yeah, this is the problem I foresee here. Best case scenario, we will likely be exhausted by the time we meet her. We need to find a way to lure her out and into a position where where she can't escape.
So do you want to fight her outside, or do you want to fight her inside?
Well, fighting outside would be fighting her outside. Oh, here's the thing about fighting her outside. You know how I repeatedly said she can turn into a dragon?
That would give her the space to do it.
Yeah. And frankly, she'd probably be able to do it inside. I too, but she wouldn't be able to fly away inside.
Well, I can
Which is
think
why
that we'll...
Go ahead.
As I said, I think our best case scenario is to lure her out somehow, but I think we're probably going to be making a sacrifice one way or another. I don't want her... I want her to be surrounded by as little goons as possible.
I mean, I have a plan to deal with the dragon form, but I don't give it a high chance of working.
And is this something you've seen her use polymorph for, by chance?
Something similar, but it sure as shit wasn't polymorph. Something much more powerful.
So something along the lines of that. Was she looking like she was trying to keep constant? Okay, well, if it's something along the lines of polymorph, she can probably break concentration. So hit her enough times, we'll probably be fine. Anyway, I have a way to lure her out, but I'm willing to be flexible on this. If there is a better way that we can limit the people that we have to fight while we fight her, then that is all the better.
I can change the weather to make sure they stay indoors.
I mean...
So they have to fight indoors.
I mean, what exactly is your plan, Alex?
As I said, we need to lure her out. And, well, I'm sure from your own experience, Virna, that you know not much gets under her skin. However, I know one man who will probably be able to goad her into leaving the safety of her mansion.
Elnath.
Yes.
Turns up, goes dragon form, and challenges her, basically.
Either that, or just constantly insults her, makes fun of her, whatever he needs to do to get her out of that mansion. We'll of course be flanking him, and she'll likely have an elite goon squad with her, but what do you expect?
Yeah.
She's desperate, but she isn't stupid, at least as far as I've seen.
Yeah. Of course, we'd need a way to get into position first.
Butler then speaks up and then says, stupid car. Why not have a group support Elnath in this, while you all sneak in and do the talking?
I'm not entirely comfortable leaving him to deal with Jule by himself.
He wouldn't be by himself.
Okay,
Yeah,
when
but-
you say a group of people other than us, how powerful are we talking? Huh?
Well, the way I see it, you can all decide who you feel is powerful enough. I, for one, will be there, as will Maid, naturally.
Yeah. Who else will we him?
That's entirely up to you. This is you're the commanders here. I'm just the information broker.
Well, Vienna, we're gonna need as much information as we can, so that we need as close to a hard counter to your mother as we possibly. She likes charming, correct?
And she does.
Well, I think Grisura may be our only chance. Well, one of the people who will have to be there.
Yeah, and I will need to be there too, because as I need to, because I have a plan to deal with her dragon form. It requires that I be there.
All right. But what about Varth? Will you be able to take care of him and then make your way there?
I can, and I just need some. I'm just gonna need something. Does anyone here know the dream spell?
Actually, one of the druids. We've got them on call, so we can probably get an heiress to help or something.
I mean, yeah, they could prepare the dream spell.
And then they can just cast it on you. They don't have to do the dream themselves.
I know.
All right. We can call in one of the druids for that. So that's sorted out. I'm gonna have to be there because, well, I'm his warlock. I need to back him.
Right.
So
And
it seems as though we're gonna have to need to use dreams on him as well to make the time.
indeed,
I can go with one of you in Dimension Door you.
you did. Yeah, like here's the thing. If you're gonna Minty, I don't know what you're gonna do with her, but you're gonna have to do it in person because you need to have met a person to be able to dream with them.
All right. I'm gonna need to be flanked by some powerful wizards to get me there in time because well, you see the scale of Prosh. It is pretty big. I think a dimension door won't exactly be enough.
I mean, 2 wizards are better than 1. I'm sure WizTick will be there to back Elnath.
Fair enough, but yeah. Sure.
Come to think of it,
Go.
Come to think of it, didn't we hear once that Wednesday and Jule are evenly matched?
supposedly.
That was out of character. So that's metagaming there. Just letting you know. That was an out of character conversation. Didn't actually happen.
Oh,
Alright.
And that wasn't what I said. But it is slightly possible that Elnath might have said. I think what happened was Vienna said they were evenly matched.
No, what happened was one of the Dwergar who was accompanying Jule on our first meeting in this campaign, and said that they fought each other to a standstill once.
There you go.
Alright, well, if we can get the wizards on board, we'll probably be able to get around the city. Get around the city without much effort. So,
Yeah.
well, except for maybe in the Mind Flayer district, because don't they typically have some sort of anti-magic thing?
Do they?
Sometimes they do. Apparently it's an
That was
obscure.
out of
Anyway,
character.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was out of character.
Yeah, make that out of character. Sorry, I didn't make that. Anyway, I'm sure she'll be she'll be gracious enough. So, you've got Varth covered. I've got Minty covered.
Got Grau
Your dad
covered.
has.
Barth is my friend. I will be calling. I will be putting ascending to later.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting the names mixed up. Anyway, you've got the Lich covered. I've got the Mind Flayer covered. Your dad's got the. And well, hopefully Elnath can lure your mother out. So, I think we've got.
Right.
Now, of course, we need to go and get the wizards, but after that, we may be ready.
Right.
Actually, there was one more forces I've been wondering about.
Hmm?
The forces in Shady Sands. They've still. The members of the court. Sorry. Pardon me. But yeah, the members of the gentleman's court are still around, and they've taken back control. You think we might be able to get them in on this?
I've made you a document so you guys can write down your stuff. Just so you have somewhere to write it down. As for the forces in Shady Sands, most forces are part of the main army.
Alright, gotcha.
So there are people from Shady Sands in the main army, and the rest.
Okay, good.
The rest are like the rogues and are out information gathering.
Alright, well. Anyone else got any other suggestions, or does everyone seem concrete in that plan?
Welcome back, Allah. So, no one has anything they want to add?
And
I added my 1-2 cent.
Go for it, Allah.
I already did, like a long time ago.
Are you sure? Are you sure you weren't
you're referring-
muted?
he's referring to like controlling the keep enemy troops indoors. I think.
Ah, that. Okay.
Do you have weather that can force enemy troops out the doors?
No,
That's not how it works,
that's not
unfortunately.
a thing.
All right. So, is there anyone else anyone else wants to? Any other plans anyone has? Do you guys want to write down your plan? What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm not really the leader of the planning, so just whatever you guys do.
What do you guys want to do?
I still think
All right.
the teleportation circle address would be a valuable asset, but it would be expensive to get.
Maybe. Anyway, I'd say for now, let's go and grab the wizard's end. If no one else has any other objections, that this is what we'll be doing.
Thank you. Yep.
Alright. So, to get to... just a moment. Okay, here we go. To get to... yeah, it'll take you about a day and a bit's travel, because you can only travel like, I think it's like 10 hours or 11 hours a day. Because you're not going to run your birds to exhaustion, are you?
No.
So it takes you the better part of a day and a half to get to Frozen, but you do fly there and land with no problem. And I'm going to assume you all head immediately inside the tower.
Yeah.
So, okay, you wanted to do something, Ola?
No.
Okay. So, the tower and the entire city is almost like it's living in its own bubble. The city is peaceful, calm, pleasant, as if there isn't even a war going on.
Alex starts making his way up the stairs. Oh yeah, Vierna, you might want to check on your little brother while we're here.
And that was the second thing I was going to do.
Alright, Alex decides to go up and his Tig.
Apparently my token's already up there.
Yeah, I figured Dennis would have run straight up.
Hey, Master, could you assist us with the war?
I will get to that in a second. First I'm going to do Vienna's thing, because that shouldn't take too long. Okay?
Right.
Okay.
So, Vienna is going to cast Sending to Magus General Varth. Saying... Actually, no, first she's going to cast Sending to Sasha us and saying... would you like... Asking, would you like some reinforcements to defend Seville?
Yes.
And could you give me the coordinates, please, then?
While you don't receive the coordinates in the traditional sense, you do get a vague, if they get to this area, I will push them the rest of the way.
Sounds great. Okay, and then my final and one last sending to Varth. Take the troops. Sail out to this. You're going to defend. You're going to reinforce Seville. Take the troops. Sail out to this area, and Sashalas will guide you the rest of the way.
Of course.
And
this is the one with the thick accent. Of course. Of course.
D'accord. Yeah, d'accord. That's how you say it in French.
D'accord. So, you find Naxan with a pile of books beside him, and he's got... Nala, sorry. I'm sorry. They both start with N. Bone brain. You find I've my brain.
Pull up his character sheet.
I am. I'm pulling it up right now. Because I bloody can't remember names. I have to have them directly in front of me. Goddamn. Nalus. Okay. You see Nalus at a desk with a pile of books beside him, and it looks like he's currently drawing a rune on a piece of paper. He's got apprentice robes on, and yes, he's still wearing his little owl mask. And as you rise the stairs, you see him casting a spell, and then an orange cat appears on the table.
So you've been doing well for yourself?
He pauses, and then the cat basically explodes into a puff of fur, and he's like,
That happened the first time I just sent Alan.
He rises and he looks over and he actually gives a smile and he says, hello, big sister, how are you?
I'm at war, and I give him a big old hug.
Oh, is that still going on? We actually don't hear much of it here.
And oh yeah, it's still going on. We're winning, I think.
Oh, that's good.
So, why don't you show me what you've been learning?
Well, I'm still learning the basics. The first thing I mean, I know a basic, firebolt spell, and I've got the light cantrip. It's not much, but it helps when reading at night. And well, I mean, I have dark vision, but you know it's thematic. I mean, it actually is kind of really dumb to know that, but I mean, it made them happy, so I learned it. So.
Right. Vierna doesn't really know what he's talking about, but she smiles and nods.
So I've just been currently working on summoning my familiar. They wanted me to try a cat first, but once I get it done, I'm planning on making them an owl because, well,
that's nice.
I don't know what I'll name them yet, but well, I'm sure we'll think of something. And it's really good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. You've been doing well here.
He nods. I saw Big Brother recently too.
Really?
It was only briefly, but he walked up and walked over, and then he glanced at my work, and then he said, "Good work," and then he walked out, and that was it.
And Vierna's just debating about whether he should tell, or she should tell him about what's happened to Carib since then. How long ago was this?
Oh, I'd say about a week or two. When around the time you guys were storming Shady Sands.
Right. And then that conversation with Nalus just continues. I just can't think of anything to talk about it right now, so we'll just say the conversation continues.
Alright. He eventually devolves into talking about, his favorite show and,
You mean his favorite?
Yeah, his Owlfighter's show. His Owlfighter's book.
Meanwhile, talk with Wistig.
I'm going to need to get these headphones. Sorry, I got distracted. Moving on. We head up to the very top to where Dennis asked Wiz take a question.
Would you be willing to assist us with the war effort?
Sure. Right. Oh yeah, sure. I can spare a couple of people. I was expecting Elnath to ask eventually anyway.
Out of character, do I know if scrying can get if you can scry inside the city? Actually, Elna said that once that he was. Unless he's like an exception.
Yes, you can scry in the city.
Okay. Dennis is going to make sure that no one's scrying on him.
You see, no shimmering magic in the area. Except for what would be naturally magical.
Okay. Elna said you probably wouldn't be able to figure out what this is, but he produces his drawing of the thing anyway. Do you happen to know what this might be?
It's a piece of paper.
I copied this from a spell that was cast.
Yes, I know, but I don't recognize the spell. It was a joke. And
Okay,
he gives
checking.
Dennis a pat on the head. Hey, for effort.
And Dennis is trying to think of other things to ask, but apparently I, the player, can't remember them, so other people can walk up the stairs.
Yeah, Alex just says, well, unfortunately, as it stands, Wiztig, we may need you to help back us up in actual fight.
You want me to fight? Well, those bones aren't what they used to be, but I can put my spells to use.
Well, you're going to have to back up Elnath now, since, well, the big fight is coming.
Oh, we doing the whole, wizard duel thing again. You know, it's honestly kind of boring.
I mean, I could imagine, especially seeing as Julie can just snap her fingers and then you both go gaga.
It's fun for the people involved, but for everyone else, it's very boring. You're just watching us stand about while we wait to see who casts the first spell.
Yeah, I kind of have the same feeling, which is, well, believe it or not, and he summons his blade, which is why I also have this, so it doesn't get as boring.
Very well. I can't spare too many high-level wizards. Most of them are currently out in the field dealing with certain magical properties, you know, collecting magical items, crafting magical items, but, I can put together a small force to, come with me to... Where are we going?
Crush.
He pauses and he
The
turns...
other side of the continent.
Oh, right. He still pulls out a map and briefly looks at it and then goes it. Right, Brosh. Yes, we shall be there very, very soon, yes. We'll take the flying ship.
Oh, yes, and Alex does explain to him the plan that they've made so that he doesn't, so he knows what he's doing.
He nods.
Oh, yes, and be forewarned, best case scenario, we may have a Lich, a Mind Flayer, and some Fiends fighting beside us. That's best case scenario, so if you see them fighting the Syndicate forces, don't open fire on them.
He just gives a chuckle and he says, it reminds me of my old adventuring days. You know, back in my day, and he launches into this big spiel and... Feel free to interrupt him. Or do you just let him ramble?
Alex says, "I'm sorry to interrupt you, Wiztig, but we are kind of on a time crunch.
Oh, very well, very well.
I'd love to hear your stories later, though, if we all survive. I'm terribly sorry."
Well, we will head that way, and naturally we aren't as fast as your Alcats and that, but we will get there when we get there. You can't rush a wizard.
Alright, well, thank you very much for your assistance. It's very appreciated.
He gives a nod, and yeah.
Would Dennis know, like, if he was to ask for additional scrolls of greater restoration, would he get them from Elnath or Wistig?
Dennis wouldn't know that, no. He would have to ask.
Okay. Wistig, do you happen to have some scrolls of greater restoration we could use?
I have one, but I will say this. I did prepare a single scroll for you. Okay. I did prepare some paper for you, so you may add a spell into your book. And he hands you some basic paper and ink, so you can copy one spell into your book for free.
Okay.
And he also hands you the Greater Restoration scroll. But yeah. But that's the last free one I can give. I mean, they do cost money to get made. You know that, right?
Yes, that is true.
I really
He
do
thinks for a
wonder how
moment.
you guys
Go ahead.
Sorry. I really do wonder how you guys can afford to pay for all of this.
Adventuring is a very lucrative business.
Fair enough, I suppose. I mean, I think we've all collectively earned enough money to where generations down our individual family lines, we could probably just live comfortably.
Well, yeah, that's what I did.
Dennis thinks for a while, and then he's like, "No. Should we be getting these? Should we get these from Wistig or Elnath? Elnath seems to have some more, and we would need to make further our." He double checks his detect magic to make sure that there's no one listening.
There is not?
Ancestor zombie issue. At the very
Yes,
least,
my-
might be able to make them friendly.
Yes, it's long story short, the Syndicate has dug up the graves of our loved ones and has put them in armor and started parading them around like marionettes.
And I think it's related to this, but to this thing that I showed you, but apparently nobody knows what it is.
Well, either of us would work, really. We were, well, this place. Honestly, I'm surprised that old elf is still alive. This place he used to be in charge of this place. Before, he put me in charge. Not a bad retirement plan, really.
Entire tower to yourself, kids sleeping downstairs, noisy classes and explosions every other Wednesday.
Yeah, it's the life. And he just gives this sort of wily grin. Wizards.
But regardless, I think that concludes our business. Dennis, you sort out what you want. one with your book, I'm going to head back down with someone else.
Okay. I'm going to take a look at my wish list and see what I might want for
You
my
st-
spell.
You still have to get the spell scroll naturally, or pay to get a copy. But yeah. Is there anything else anyone wants to do? Allah, Grisora, do you guys want to continue your conversation in voice, or are you fine?
We're fine.
Okay. Kagura, Vienna.
I've done all of my stuff that I came here to do.
Yep. Kagura.
Kagura would be standing somewhere by himself, looking unsure, or if anybody wants to approach him about that.
You do have
Alright.
a small, an invisible presence sitting on your head.
Yeah, right. I forgot about that for a minute.
Alright.
So he takes the mirror dragon off his head and looks at it. He's not like threatening her anyway. She's just smiling and says, "Say, did Father ever give you a name?"
The mirror dragon becomes visible, and you get this vague, negative impression.
Couldn't even be bothered to do that, huh? So much for me being his White Lotus, huh? Kana. Kana sounds like a good name. What do you think?
The dragon's mouth opens and it gives a bark. But in your head, you hear your words echoing in your head. So while everyone else hears ah, you hear Kana, 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 Kana.
I'll take that as a yes.
Alright, well, what's on your mind, Kagura?
Just wondering if once this is over, things will be back to the way they were with my family. I don't if that's even possible anymore.
It's not likely, but well, you can hope for a better future. Things will never be back to the way they were, but you can always strive to make it better.
But I don't know what'll happen with Father, or if he'll even turn around, if he even can, for that matter. But Mother, best case scenario, maybe she and I can finally see eye to eye for a change.
Maybe.
We never could get each other to listen to the other. I would always criticize her for staying in the background and letting Father handle everything. She would always criticize me for being irresponsible and not taking my role as Prince seriously.
Well, as I said, you can hope. It may not be possible that your father will entirely come back, but you can hope. Don't be too hopeful. Expect realistic. It's sort of like how after all this is over, you'll be the king of an entire country. Do you mind if I tell you a small story?
Go ahead. We have time.
I once remember hearing a story while I was doing research that it was of a young king, much like yourself. He had such grand ideas to help his king. He was planning to become, think only of the be selfless man. But when he put on the crown, it was almost as though he was following any other whims but his own. He said it was almost as though the crown was telling him what, not him telling the crown what. Of course, this is an old story, some weird lost in translations, but I think you may understand a bit.
I think I can. When I first met with you guys, I had these grandiose ideals of a mayhem, or even an entire world for that matter that was completely safe for my sister or to travel around. No, not a single bad person to do her harm. Then it didn't take long for me to realize it was never going to be that simple. It was going to be impossible, even.
Well, I'm not saying don't go in expecting to be a changed man. Just know that you'll probably need to make compromise. Just don't compromise where it should be.
I just simply want to help as many people as I can while while keeping as few people from getting hurt as possible.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. No.
But
it's a lot of weight. Sorry, go.
Would you say it's plausible?
Anything is plausible. Just need to know how to make it work. And, well, consider what you need to do.
I won't be the only anyone running things on this island. Surely you and Vierna will be there to help me out too, won't you?
What, you going to make me a royal advisor?
might take away from your duties with the Cartographer Guild, but you really have been, you and Vierna, you along with Vierna have been the one coming up with all the ideas up until this point. You're a great tactician, Alex.
I'm not that good. I'm just a guy. I mean, take away the power, take away the charming smile. Just a normal guy. There's nothing really special about me.
I don't know. Not most people don't. Most people don't have scales growing out of their chest.
True. Well, tell you what. If you need my advice on something when you are king, I'll lend whatever aid I can. Just so long as nowhere keeps it.
Of course. We all respect each other as equals, after all.
Already learning from the mistakes of the past. You're on your way to be a good king.
It's never been so much me learning. It's just I've never really put myself above others. Maybe it's because of my time in the Rogues Guild, but I've heard many different stories, met all kinds of different people, so that I'll have seen different perspectives. But the only thing I never could grasp was that there are just some things you can't do alone.
Sure enough. But yeah, be sure to, well, even as a king, make sure you always treat those you speak to as equals. That, honestly, I'd say that's one of Jule's biggest differences. she is always casting magic to try and... She clearly never sees it equal.
Fiona, we
Clearly.
can hear you.
Sorry about that.
All that talk about bringing order and peace to the island sounds to me like she just simply can't trust anybody to help her and thinks she can all do it herself, just like I did.
Well, there's a big difference there. You realize that you can't do it alone, and you're willing to trust. She... There's an entire war going on around her, so you can see where she ended up.
So then I guess we better do everything we can to make sure we don't end up as her thralls.
Well, I'm not to toot my own horn, but I've got a fairly decent-sized personality, so I think Reserve, I kind of got the sense that with that magical weapon of hers, she'll probably be fine. And well, I've got that little magic circle where everyone should be fine. You know what? Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but let's take this plan one step at a time.
Yeah. There's no I don't think there is one foolproof plan, and we can have against the likes of Jule. She's too meticulous.
Like I said during the war room, she's desperate, but she's not stupid.
Out of curiosity, where are you two having this conversation?
The lobby.
Yeah,
Okay.
But anyway, hopefully, well, here's hoping for the best. We've got the wizards on our side now. I just need to go and court a mind flayer.
Try not to lose your head, and I mean that literally.
Seriously, what is it with me and extra planar creatures that just? I mean,
Maybe
first I fall in love with the demon girl. Now I'm going to go and convince a mind flayer.
To be fair, you have to look at your mother.
What? It's your winning smile, Alex. You know that
Maybe
whole you're talking about.
Maybe that kind of thing is just in your blood. I mean, you're from a family of warlocks, after all.
True, and my mom's dealt with extraplanar entities on pretty much her entire life, so maybe my family is just weird.
Besides, Empire might be eccentric, but Empire might be eccentric, but she's not. She's far from being anything like, well, what you would expect from an extraplanal creature.
Sure enough, but you know, there's that tiefling blood. Well, there's that tiefling demon blood on her. She's probably helping a little bit of how, you know, off the walls she can.
Double
you know
blood,
what?
Alex.
Right, whatever.
Not that that's
But
really
prob-
not that that's really any better, but it is what it is, and seems Empire's ready to make the most of it.
Yeah, true enough. Honestly,
Pardon me, Alex. I am going to obtain the spell Pass Wall in case you want to add that to your calculations. It's the one that lets you walk through walls.
Mhm.
You just basically open up the wall into a door, and go back to
And-
copying it.
All right. Hold on. I need to see how this pass will. Well, 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, 20 deep.
You can't dismiss pass wall, so once the door opens up, it opens up.
So it's 5 feet wide, tall. Well, I guess we're really gonna have to take into account how thick the walls are. But regardless, let's keep. As I was saying, I love that. I love that cheeky devil. But with that out of the way, shall we all go and see what we can do about these other factions?
Yeah. Let's do this.
And that is where, unless someone has something they want to do before we end the session, that's where we're going to end it.
I think I agree.
Bit early, but hey, it's.
Mm-hmm.
Not that
I don't-
early,
I'm-
it's 10 minutes too.
I know it fit.
So, any last things people want to do?
Not really.
Alrighty. Then that's where we will end it.
Okay.
So, Dennis,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna quickly move everyone over to the demiplane because there is one final thing I'm going to end it on. Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after you guys finish in Frozen, and you're all, doing stuff, heading to bed, that sort of thing. I forgot to add the crystal. I'll add that soon. But, when you go to check on Empia, she pulls you to the side and whispers into your ear.
You mean Jaw?
Dra, I'm sorry. Alex has been talking about Empia, and I was just like, oh, Empia. No, Dra pulls you to the side. Dra. I'm sorry. And she just says 2 words. And that is where we're going to end it.
Okay.
What were those two? What were the 2 words she whispered to him? Find out next time on Followers Z.
Have a wonderful night, everyone. Bye bye.
And I.